Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Viking Size Gamer, and today we'll be going through more of the Wwe 2K18 news that has come out recently. We'll be coming through some of the things that have happened, some of the new blog posts that have been coming out, and basically anything that is Wwe 2K18 related. So, obviously, yesterday we had some big news that Wwe 2K18 will be making its way to the Nintendo Switch, which is obviously huge news, especially for you guys who are playing Nintendo. That's great for you guys, but also they put up a blog post which goes a little bit more in depth and adds a few more teasers for Wwe 2K18, which is obviously something that I want to cover for you guys, just so we can take a look and see what may be coming up in the game and have some thoughts. Let's have a bit of a discussion about this, okay? So on the blog post for Wwe 2K18 for the Nintendo, you may have seen that it says on there, get ready for 8-man matches, a brand new grapple and carry system, new weight detection, thousands of new animations, and a massive backstage area. A brand new rendering engine also gives Wwe 2K18 a visual overhaul and will bring the drama of WWE to life like never before. Obviously we're talking about the brand new engine. Seriously, from what we're hearing, with Randy Orton being in there, his model from 2K17, and being put in the new 2K18 rendering engine, apparently it looks incredibly good, even with his 2K17 model, which is unreal, especially when you think about it these days. You know, the engines that they've been using for years haven't been up to par, but it's great that 2K, they said that they've been working on this for 3 years. So this is 3 years worth of hard work. They've been collaborating with the NBA 2K team to try and bring the visuals up to their level, which isn't obviously that we really wanted for a long time now. So that's great, I'm glad that's happening. The other thing you would have heard on there would be the 8-man matches that we've all heard about. You know, that's really exciting. A lot of people have been asking me if there's going to be 8-man ladder matches, so, you know, 4 corners tag matches with ladders involved, TLC matches like that. I can say genuinely, why not? Of course there probably is going to be. More than likely there will be. You know, you can't actually have in there 8-man matches and not throw in ladder matches just to, you know, spice it up even more and add more chaos to it. This game's going to be all about the chaos, with the amount of men they're going to have in the game this year. So this is great. New grapple carry system, very similar to Ultimate Control from SmackDown vs. Raw series. This I'm actually incredibly excited about, because when you think about it, this adds a whole new dynamic to the game, because Wwe 2K17, obviously you have to wait for them to get up, you have to maneuver them in the right place, or just push them or pull them wherever you want them to be. It's a bit of a farce to try and get them where you want them to be. So for this is obviously great, you know, being able to maneuver people in the right way, being able to pick them up, lift them up and put them where you want them to be. The new weight detection. Now weight detection is something that everybody has been going on about for a long time now. You know, it's not right that, you know, some of the guys in the game can pick up others and so on, but, you know, in 2K17 we had the skill where if you were obviously a big guy, you could have the skill on there that you were in a movable object, and pretty much anybody that wasn't a super heavyweight could just not move you at all, which obviously that was great for them, but really it was kind of like a workaround for the weight detection system, which really just needs to be worked on in itself. So I'm really glad that they're working on that, and it's something else that they're adding to the game, because the weight detection's been really annoying me for the last few years. I mean, you know, I've seen little guys, you know, vertical suplex and big guys, even if you get them down to a certain amount, and it needed working on, and hopefully this game will deliver that, because weight detection just needed to be worked on. It was something that really needed just a little bit more attention. Thousands of new animations. Seriously, the animations in this game, they've been needing a bit of an overhaul, but thousands of new animations. So we're talking entrance animations, we're talking finishing animations, new moves, new move sets, you know, possibly camera animations, angles. We're talking about a lot of stuff. So for thousands of new animations, obviously there's going to be a lot, hundreds of moves in the game anyway. You know, OMG moments as well they're going to be covering. There's going to be a lot of things that they're going to have to do and probably have redone, and I'm really excited to see the new animations in there. So we're probably going to see a lot of old moves coming back, some new moves, some redone animations for the moves. We're going to see quite a few things in this game now, so I'm really excited about that. And a massive backstage area that's apparently 3 times the size of the last game. So, I mean, let's face it, the backstage area, it was pretty big. You could get through it quite quickly in Wwe 2K17, so you know, once you've been out the back into the gorilla position, which wasn't wasn't much of a gorilla position. It was a basic gorilla position. And then you got the locker room out the back. You got the hallway. You got the main office that either had Triple H, Vince McMahon, or Stephanie McMahon in there. And then you got sort of the interview area, and that was mainly it. There wasn't a whole lot there for the backstage area. But now we're hearing rumours of a parking lot. And basic other areas. So I'm really excited to see what this is going to be like, because if these things are obviously definitely going to be in the game, I'd love to have things in the parking lot and the parking bay and the loading bays and all those sorts of things, because that adds a whole new dynamic. You know, you could recreate Braun Strowman throwing the stretcher of Roman Reigns and just chucking him off the side. That's going to be amazing. So yeah, very, very excited about that. That's going to be awesome. A new MyCareer experience puts you on the path to greatness as you journey along the road to WrestleMania. Okay, MyCareer has been stagnant for a couple of years, and as much as I enjoy MyCareer, 2K18 was good because it had a story. 2K16 was pretty good. It was, 2K17, they kind of dumped the story a bit for a few more features and quirks. And I didn't like that. Because let's face it, you got to play 15 years in that game to get to the end of it in the Hall of Fame, and you were playing, Raw or SmackDown and Superstars and NXT, and it was too many shows. It was too many shows for you to play constantly all the way through, having the same fight with the same guy week in, week out. I mean, I get it. That's a lot of what WWE is like. I don't want to play the same match over and over again, though. I want to have new, fresh storylines. I want to have new things, but the rivalry system really did need a lot of work on it. So that's where I'm at with it. But if this is true, and they're going with a brand new story with lots of replayable options, that's going to be amazing. So hopefully it's not too short, because there have been games in the past that have obviously had these storylines, and they have been actually quite short, even though they offer the replayability. I'd like them to have quite a long idea of what's going to happen. I don't want to just get to WrestleMania and then retire. You actually want like a few decent years on there. Maybe if you play 10 years, but each storyline lasts 6 months or whatever. That'd be quite good. Who knows? I don't know. But we'll just have to see how that goes. Explore WWE like never before with free roaming backstage. Conversing with WWE superstars, forming alliances, making enemies, seeking out quests, and strategizing for upcoming matches. This says to me that the next system that they're bringing out for this MyCareer is a lot like Here Comes the Pain. Obviously, you're walking out the back, you're talking to people, you're starting fights, you're getting upset with people, you're forming tag teams. Could you form a stable? Possibly. I would like to see that in the game, that you'd actually be able to form so many alliances that you have your own little stable in there, because stables were like a massive thing in WWE a little while back. You had the Wyatts, you had the Shield, you had Evolution, since they had the little mini comeback as well. You had the Social Outcasts, but really there's been no focus on stables since then. The closest thing that we have to a stable right now is the Miz with his Miztourage. So yeah, I would like to see more, and I would like the opportunity for that to be back in the game. Stables were a keystone for years for WWE. They were that cornerstone of not only like the game, but also the programming. DX, the corporation, the ministry. There's so many stables in there. The NWO. There's so many. And I'd like the opportunity to form a stable in MyCareer. I mean, tell me what you guys think. Would you like to be able to form your own stable in MyCareer? I'm sure you probably would, but let me know down in the comments, obviously. And then we come to MyPlayer, which is unique. It's new. There's a MyPlayer in NBA games, but what is going to be up with MyPlayer? Obviously, we know the idea of MyPlayer. There's going to be several different fighting styles that you can go with, whether it's going to be a brawler, a high flyer, a super heavyweight, or it really depends on what your style is. But after that, you take MyPlayer onto the road to glory, which is the online mode, in which it says on there, can your MyPlayer make it to the WWE Hall of Fame? so you compete with opponents online to improve your MyPlayer by earning unlockables, boosts and upgrades, all while securing your entry into special events that are held alongside real-life WWE special events such as pay-per-views. So obviously at this point we don't know a lot about Road to Glory. They're keeping very, very tight-lipped on what's going to be going on with that, but all we know right now is that it's an online mode that you'll be using to compete against other people, participation in, you know, in these special matches for unlockables and all sorts of things like that. So what these unlockables will be, I don't know. I mean, what are we looking at here? Are we looking at something where there's only things that you can get for playing online? Is that something that they might be looking at? There's special rewards? Are they introducing a system that's kind of like FIFA, where you have to play online for a little bit in order to unlock certain things and certain upgrades and certain costumes and attires? Boosts, maybe? And if you're going to be playing these things, does that mean that you're playing for the chance to go into the game as your MyPlayer character? But not only that, you're going to be looking at playing on these pay-per-views as your character. Are they looking at an online ranking system? There's so many different things that they could be putting into Road to Glory. So I'm really interested to find out what it's going to be like. Hopefully the online systems, you know, obviously everybody said that 2K17, the lag on it was unreal. And it was really bad, and there was people spamming buttons and spamming moves and just generally taking advantage of the system, and it was a bad experience. Either way, this is looking really promising. I'm really excited for Road to Glory, so this is all that we know so far, so this is good. I like what I'm hearing. I want to hear more. Customized WWE like never before with new creation options plus the new match creator. So Match Creator obviously has been heavily touted. It's been so long since we've witnessed this for this gen, should I say. It's not next gen anymore, it's current gen. PS3 and Xbox 360 have obviously been binned now, they are not being used anymore. So for this generation, this has been long sought after. Now the great thing is that you can actually create these matches, you can set certain things that you want it to do, whether it's like, I'm not saying that it's in there, but you know, if they're gonna have, you know, a first blood match, or whether they're going to have an Inferno match and there has to be a pinfall or a submission, or a steel cage match where escape is not an option. You can either pin or submit and that's it, but you can save these match options for later and use them in universe mode and specify which match type you want to use. So this is obviously really good because, you know, when you go in there you can specify 1-on-1 or 1 versus 2 and match stipulations that way, but this is just like you're gonna go in and probably there'll be an option on there that'll say special. You'll go down to that, you'll skim across and it'll see all your custom types, so maybe you get to name the matches as well. That'd be a good little feature, I'll quite enjoy that. The robust creation suite also offers new options and more even detailed features. Create a superstar, create a video, and create an arena. So as we all know, create a video was desperately needing for a highlight area a free cam, and that has been put back in the game. So that is a massive deal. I'm so happy with that because we'll be able to get the shots that we've really wanted. The more and better in-depth customization for the superstar. As he said, they've got a new base models, so they're all going to generally look more realistic. You know, they're not going to just chuck random things in there that just don't look like anybody or anything, and just you know, so they're going to give you a few more options to work with that. I don't know if they're going to put in the level of customization that they had before, where you could, you know, make their biceps bigger if you wanted to, rather than just the 5 options that you have at the moment, which isn't a lot. Because if you want to get really in depth, the only thing you can do that with it currently is the face and generally, you know, the whole head region. You know, obviously the eye socket level, eyebrow level, you know, how deep the chin, the wide, and it's basically just messing with their face like it's a piece of putty. But we should really have the option to do that with, you know, chest and shoulders and legs and arms and, you know, general, just basically all the body. We should be able to customize them however we like, with the adjusting sliding bars that we used to have. That should definitely be back in there. That shouldn't have been taken out because it does add that uniqueness to all of the people on there. And create an arena. So with the new options to create an arena, I'm not sure what this is going to entail. Maybe there'll be more options on there for you to put things in certain places, or whether it's just going to be more arenas to mess around with, or I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. It'd be interesting to find out what sort of updates they put in there, because the create an arena was pretty robust anyway. So there was quite a lot to do in there. There was a lot of stuff that we could cover, there was a lot of stuff that we could put in places, and maybe a few bugs that we could use to take advantage of things if we wanted to, but generally it was quite good. So I'm excited to see what kind of improvements they've made to create an arena. And obviously in there it's saying that there's going to be more, and probably around and up to 200 WWE superstars in the game. So as far as I know right now, there's about 150 active WWE superstars on the roster. So we're looking possibly around, let's just say 30 to 50 WWE legends, or alternate attires, you know, because if you're going to count Mick Foley and, you know, the three faces of Foley, so you've got Mick Foley himself, you've got Mankind, you've got Dude Love, and you've got Cactus Jack. That's 4 right there. That's 4. So, and then you've got obviously Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Triple H. Whether you're going to get Stone Cold Steve Austin as Stunning Steve Austin as well, and you know, his other personas, whether you're going to get like 1991 Sting, 1999 Sting, and the current version of Sting. Yeah, there's so many alternates that you could have on there, whether these people should just be alternate attires and we could have more different superstars in there. Is it, you know, I think that's more reasonable. You know, having the alternate attires in there would probably make more sense. The other great news obviously is that for now the wraparound for logos has been gone. The fade is no longer there. That's awesome, because the fade, when that came in, when you stretched just a little bit too far, that was incredibly annoying, especially for you creators out there. I feel so sorry for you guys. I feel sorry for me as well. It's really annoying trying to get a decent logo to sit on there appropriately and not have to stretch it, and then all of a sudden the fade comes in. Don't get me wrong, sometimes the fade effect looked pretty badass if you got it right and it was the right effect, but generally it was just a pain in the ass. So let's just not. One of the things that really interests me as well is the universe mode and the fact that they'll be bringing back the power ranking system, which for me, it's a nice addition, because I did quite miss having a power ranking system, seeing who was, you know, the best at what they did and all those sorts of things as well. That it's a nice little addition for the realism. But the universe mode, as far as we know as well, is being crafted over again, so that's being completely redone. You know, the storyline's going to be a lot more fluid. There's not going to be as much of a stagnated rivalry. It's here to here. It's going to be a case of it's going to last as long as it lasts, and then if something else comes along at the same time, then that rivalry will get binned and another rivalry will start up, and the ongoing things as well, whether or not there'll be a certain amount of rivalries that'll be happening at a time. I don't know whether there's going to put a limit on that. But it's great that they've redone the calendar as well, because obviously there's a lot of scheduling conflicts. You know, you can't have SmackDown 205 live on at the same time in WWE 2K17 because they're on the same day. So you can't do that in WWE 2K17, so that kind of messes things up. But it seems like they've redone the calendar system as well, so you can incorporate all of these different things on at the same time. Which, that means that, I'm just going by this at the moment, if you wanted to, if they can have 205 live on at the same time as WWE SmackDown on the same day, just on different time slots, does that mean that you could possibly, if you wanted to, let's just throw this out there, you could possibly recreate the Monday Night Wars and put WCW Monday Nitro on at the same time as WWE Raw? Maybe. But also, as there's coming up to 200 worth of characters on there, does that mean that there's going to be a lot of WCW legends in there as well? Could we be looking at possibly a Monday Night Wars Collector's Edition or a WrestleMania Collector's Edition? Tell me what you think out there, what Collector's Edition you think it's going to be, because there's a lot of people and there's a lot of rumours flying about at what kind of Collector's Edition it's going to be. Personally, I'm waiting for the Collector's Edition. I can't wait till it comes out. It's going to be so epic. It's going to be my first Collector's Edition of pretty much actually any game whatsoever. But, you know, it's something that I'm really looking forward to, and especially, you know, you guys are going to get to see me open it when I get it. You know, it's going to be seeing what little collectibles come with it, and, you know, the new case for it, and all these sorts of little things that are going to come with it. So I'm really excited to find out what it is. But let me know down in the comments what you think it's probably going to be. Is it going to be an Undertaker one? Is it going to be a WrestleMania one? Is it going to be a Monday Night Wars one? Is it going to be a Daniel Bryan one? Is it going to be a Kurt Angle showcase? Is it just going to be a Legends one? I don't know. Who knows? Only 2K at the moment, and they're being very tight-lipped about it, so I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet, but I'm really excited to find out. Obviously, I get a lot of people as well asking me whether or not there's going to be a brand split in WWE 2K18's Universe mode. There is not going to be a GM mode brand split mode. these rumours have been deconfirmed. It won't be happening. And the reason for this is that there is a brand split per se, as in you will have split rosters between, you know, SmackDown Live and Raw and NXT and 205 Live. There will be the split rosters like that. There won't be a draft system. You can manually draft them, which is more than enough than really what you need, because, you know, the draft system is, even though you're not picking them randomly, I'm pretty sure if you wanted to, you could probably just go in there and, you know, hit square like you do for a random person and just assign that. If you wanted to, just do that instead. As far as I know, you won't be able to create a GM in the game, and that's mainly because it's just a general universe mode. You're already a GM yourself, so that's what universe mainly is. You're the GM, you book everything and just go ahead with it. I think that sounds great. Showcase mode is another thing that keeps coming up. Will there be a showcase mode this year? I've got no idea. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of new modes that they're talking about. There's a lot of things that they're saying, you know, with Road to Glory, universe mode being redone, MyCareer, you know, a general online system as well that's probably being redone over again, you know, a collector's edition. There's a lot of stuff that's new and being redone. Whether they've done a brand new showcase mode is something that I'm not sure of. So if they have, great. If they haven't, I completely understand why. I can't say there is going to be one, but with the new features that are in the game, I can pardon the fact that it's not going to be in there, because there's a lot of stuff that's going to keep us busy in this game, it seems like. So I'm really happy with that. I think you guys should be too, because they seem like they've really poured their heart and soul into this game so far. As I said though, it might be in there. They're just very tight-lipped. There's a lot of stuff that they have yet to announce. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, for the collector's edition, you may expect a showcase mode to come in. Last year, it was obviously the NXT brand well, that was the collector's edition, wasn't it? The NXT one. So there was no showcase with that. I would have loved if there was an NXT showcase mode. That would have been epic, you know. But I think personally, right now, if there's no showcase mode, I wouldn't be offended. There's a lot to go on. There's a lot of stuff that we have to get through, and a lot of stuff that we can play around with, and there's a lot of new features. So I don't want to say there is a showcase mode, I don't want to say there isn't. I want to say wait for 2K to announce if there is or there isn't, because they are very tight-lipped. There's a lot more stuff to come, and you guys should be excited for it. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more WWE 2K news and content. And follow me on Twitter at VikingSizedGamer. That's where a lot of the latest news comes out. And don't forget to interact, comment, like, subscribe. We're all here. I love chatting to you guys. Once again, thanks for watching.